What do you hear? What do you say? It's another, I'm not going to say it. It's another depressing day. It's a depressing day in YouTube community as the
COPPA apocalypse is upon us.
Yes, that's right. Everything is about to come to an end. Starting January 1st, as you probably know by now, the COPPA law and rules that was negotiated with YouTube have now come to a rise. January 1st, everything is going to fall apart. Literally. And I'll explain. In today's video, I will not be doing gameplay, but we will be talking about the COPPA apocalypse. And I will explain YouTube's involvement, the vagueness of the law, some tips and tricks to maybe get around the law, and a final solution that I have derived that will solve everything. Everything will go away with one simple solution. And I will discuss that by the end of the video. But first, let's get into the event description, the subject matter and presentation of what was just released just recently that further explains, not in very much detail, of how it's going. Subject matter that is appealing to children. Now, this law is the Children's Online Protection Privacy Act. It is to prevent children from seeing certain things or their information being gathered on the internet. Keyword, on the internet. Remember that by the end of this discussion, because it is very important that you understand this only applies to the internet, not to mainstream TV or streaming services. Only to the internet. And it came about because YouTube was farming children's information based on their activity, not on what they describe themselves when they open the account, because you can't open an account if you were under 13. You had to have a parent's email, blah, blah, blah. And if you notice, your analytics don't show any views of someone under the age of 13. No, this information was farmed through Google due to your activity online. Basically, if you liked the little Play-Doh egg video, you were a child. Okay? Even if you were on your parents' account. Your account could even have your parents' name. But you are deemed a child viewer based on what you have watched and how much of it you have watched. So let's keep that in mind. So YouTube farmed this information, and they were not just pushing personalized ads to users that they knew were children. That is not how they got caught. The FTC did not have the mechanism to see that. Okay? They did not have access to YouTube. No, they got ratted out. And here's how they got ratted out. Not only did they push ads to those users, they were selling the list of users, their IPs, their emails, and their information. Now remember, IP is the actual, say, online address of where you live. You can pinpoint a guy's house with an IP. They were selling your location, your state, your county, your city, your street, where you live, on a list to Hasbro and Mattel. And one of them, which we do not know yet, ratted them out. Now, they didn't rat them out to the FTC. It got over to an advocacy group that spread it through the other advocacy groups, and then the complaint was filed. And I'll show you soon how that complaint was filed. So that is how this all originated. They purposely and knowingly broke the law, tried to hide it, and got ratted out by one of the toy companies. The enforcement 2013 changes to the rule, which happens every 10 years, started zeroing in on this. And this is where the problem starts. So YouTube got fined $170+ million, and they cut a deal, a sweetheart deal at that. YouTube cut a deal with FTC saying, fine, we'll pay your $170 million out of the several hundreds of billion dollars we already make, but in the future going forward, this is no longer our responsibility. This is the creators, yes, the people that put the videos on their platform to make money for YouTube are now responsible. We're gonna sell out the creators, We're going to stick it on them. So from now on, we pay this fine. We'll help out and abide by the law, but the fines now need to go to the creators and not us. So the fine comes up, and it's $42,000. Seriously, where do you get $42,000 from? That is ridiculous. I mean, there are criminal laws that don't even cost that. This is a civil fine. I mean, Creek Crab put it up on Twitter, which was awesome. He put up this. How much is bail for hit and run in California? The bodily injury or death occurs. The bail bond is only $50,000 in California and $10,000 in most other areas where income levels tend to be lower. Now, I see we're going to go into a discussion, too, about income levels in this fine. All right? Income levels in this fine. Remember that. If no injury or death occur, the amount drops to $5,000 in most states. The bail amount will be higher if alcohol or drugs are involved. Okay, listen. If you kill somebody with your car in California, your bail is $50,000. If you misinterpret by accident even a video, it's $42,000. Do you understand the ramifications here? Basically, the FTC is saying that your act of misinterpreting and not clicking a box correctly is as heinous as freaking murder! Seriously, I could kill somebody and only pay a few thousand more in a fine. Are you kidding me? This is the worst thing about the whole situation. Not that YouTube sold us down the river, but your federal government thinks you are as heinous as a drunk driving murderer, a killer. That's what the worst thing is about this. So I'm going to go back to the rules, and let's go through the stupidity of this, vagueness of the subject matter. Anything that is appealing to children, i.e. kids' jokes, comma. Now, let's take this word for word in a legal standpoint. Let's say we're in a court of law, because this is where it's all going to end up. You know, there's going to be thousands of people going to court fighting these fines. Okay? So let's say, put yourself in the shoes of a judge and how it's written. Kids' jokes. Okay, understandable. Kids' jokes. Music, comma. Not what type of music, just music. Any music. All music. A rapper talking about slapping around his hose is now considered children's friendly content. Lil Wayne is now appealing to 6-year-olds. Games, video, or computer games. Alright, so the game I'm playing right here, right now, is already marked as child friendly. Even though it's Dungeon Quest. There's no freaking Mickey Mouse here, alright? There's no Donald Duck. It's me trying to kill demons, okay? That's children's friendly content. Children's TV shows or stars. Understood, okay? Not highlighted. Cartoon characters, okay? Understood. The next one gets me hard. Sports, comma. Not children's sports, not kids sports, not little league sports, just sports. ESPN is screwed. Okay, ESPN Online, they're done. Okay, you're now children's content. The NFL, NBA, all of them. Baseball, you're all children's content. That's what it says. It says, comma, sports, comma. It doesn't describe what sports. It just says all sports. Stories. So, any story. Okay, a story. I can see. But what if it's, okay, Star Wars could fall into that. Toys, understood. Children's books, understood. Fantasy. Okay, what type of fantasy are you talking about here? Because my fantasies as an adult is way different than a fantasy of a kid, okay? So, World of Warcraft is now on the chopping block. Dungeon Quest, this is a fantasy game. This is a historically period fantasy game. We fight demons, drag things that don't exist. It's fantasy, okay? Pretty much all games are fantasy. Even Fortnite, it's fantasy. Fantasy is such a broad, huge spectrum here. So you're talking about games that are really not meant for kids, but they fall in the fantasy category. Okay? Children's arts and crafts, understood. Pets! Now this is where it gets really hairy. Pets. So all the little cute beagle shows, your dog running around the house, or you're scaring your dog with a ghost costume, that is now child friendly. And this is where it gets really, really scary. I'm going to give you a situation. One about the fine and about pets. Put the two together. The fine doesn't discriminate like the drunken driver law did, based on economic area. Okay? So a kid in the projects in Chicago gets a new puppy for Christmas, and he whips out his phone. He's like 9 years old. He's got a phone because his mom wants to track him at school and stuff like that. Opens his YouTube app, goes live or films a video with his iPhone of his new puppy running around the house. Okay? He's not in it. He doesn't even say anything. Okay? He films it and he uploads it right from his phone. But he forgets to mark it. Okay? Or he marks it, no, this is for everybody. He thinks, okay, it's not just children, it's adults too. Adults like puppies, right? So he marks it not just for children. Boom! In the mail. His poor mom working 2 jobs. Baby daddy's already left. You know, he's got a new girlfriend. She gets a $42,000 fine. What the hell is she going to do with a $42,000 fine? She don't own her house. Her bucket ass car barely gets her to work. And you're going to slap a $42,000 fine on. I can see a $10 fine, you know, a $40 fine, an $80 fine, whatever. A ticket, like a speeding ticket, $120 maybe. Okay? But $42,000 is going to this lady because her kid uploaded a video of his new puppy on his account, which is not even technically a YouTube channel. Like, he doesn't even have a banner. Like, he still has one of those, like, default icons. But he uploads a video of his puppy, and now his mom is getting slapped with a $42,000 fine. Because the FTC tracks his IP down to the street, or maybe a previous video he had his face on there or whatever. Somehow they track her down, and now she's got a $42,000 fine just because of that. Products primarily purchased or consumed by kids or snack food or cereal. Really? All cereal? I know adults that have cereal. Are you serious? So an adult, let's say a 60-year-old man that looks like the Colonel from KFC, decides he's going to push on his channel or just eat a bowl of cereal. A vlogger, 20-year-old vlogger. Let's say 20-year-old vlogger. He's sitting at a table or talking about adult stuff, and he brings out some sugar pops or some Cheerios, and he starts eating it, and the box is sitting there in the video. So this is now children's content. All right, let me give you an example. And it's happened multiple times. Logan Paul vlogs. He's in his house. He's with his crew. You know, they're throwing around. He plugs his merch real quick. And he pops out a bowl of cereal and dumps it on his head because, you know, he does stupid stuff like that. Boom. Flagged. Children's content. You use cereal. You can't use cereal dumping on your head. Mr. Beast. He says, I'm going to fill a whole pool of Cocoa Puffs. I'm going to fill a pool of Cocoa Puffs, and I'm going to swim in it for 24 hours. Boom. Flagged. Children's content. Okay, pretty much these rules apply to everybody. The website, such as language simple enough to be understood by children 12 and under. Short, colorful descriptions, slang and pop culture phrases. Slang and pop culture phrases. Does that include meme culture as well? Kids may identify such language as kids only. Yeah, understand. Fun, free stuff, whatever. That's now a pop culture phrase. Didn't know that. Cool, yeah. My kid said cool when he was like 3. Duh. You can't say duh. That's a pop culture phrase. Duh. Who the hell says duh anymore? So if I'm on my stream and I say, stop being stupid, duh, that's child friendly? Really? I'm now a child friendly channel because I said duh. Games and ask your parents, yeah, understand. Whether the website has visual content appealing to children. Animated characters. Animated characters, that's kind of a broad term there. So you talking Pickle Rick from Adult Swim? Are you talking South Park? Seriously, that's not for kids. South Park is not for kids. Bold or fast-moving graphics or bright and vibrant colors. So the video that went viral a couple of years ago of He-Man was singing a popular 90s song. That's now for kids? I don't think so. Okay, audio content appealing to children. Any songs, cartoon voices, childlike noise, or sound effects. Sound effects. So, like, does the oof sound effect count in that? I hope not, because that would be pretty bad for a lot of people. So that is the breakdown of what the COPPA means. Another one that caught my eye was the event description before these rules were made up. Okay, the COPPA rule in light of involving business practices in the online children's marketplace, including the increased use of Internet of Things devices, whatever that means, social media, educational technology. Okay, anything educational or technology is now considered children's content. The general audience platforms hosting the third-party child-directed content, the COPPA rule, which was enacted in 2002, updated in 2013, requires certain website operators, okay? It doesn't say in the law that we are responsible. It says the website operator is responsible to obtain parental consent before collecting, using, disclosing personal information of children under 13. So the deal was, hey, I know what the law says, but let's put it on the user, okay? Okay, the last bullet point on this sheet is the scariest, and this leads to how things are going to be done in the future. Whether the rule should be amended to better address websites and online services that do not include traditionally child-oriented activities, but have a large number of child users. Now, everybody was going to say, how do you know children are watching my channel? My analytics only show 13 and up, okay? Because you have to be 13 and up to get an account. That's why it doesn't count. Here's what's going to happen. As I mentioned before, Google can track children based on their activity and deem the account being used by a child, even if it's the adult account. Even if the adult said I'm 40 in the account, it depends what they like and watch for long periods of time is collected on the channel, and that's what describes it. So let's say a channel is geared completely towards adults. I mean, they cuss, they talk about adult situations, blah, blah, blah. They're a funny guy, and their analytics show most of it being older. But the back analytics I'm talking about, it shows that 10% of the viewers are under the age of 12 based on other videos they watch. Example, PewDiePie. Is PewDiePie on the chopping block? Because I know, deep in my heart, I know PewDiePie has at least 10% of kids watching him. In fact, I've caught my kid a couple times watching PewDiePie when he was like 9. Is he on the chopping block? Does he have to go back through all his videos, especially his gaming videos? Because as you saw, computer games are interpreted child-friendly. All his new Minecraft, all his whole horror games. Do they not have to go back and log them? I'll talk about that in the future, but is PewDiePie about to get canceled off of YouTube? That's what we're going to discover here shortly. So with all those rules that I just went over, I decided to go to my watch page, my suggested page, the first page you open up when you open up YouTube. And let's just look at a few of the examples of videos. This video here, why people believe they can't draw and how to prove they can. Okay, it's an instructional video. Looks like a professor inside of a classroom. TED Talks. 26 million views. Guess what? Flagged. Animation. It talks about animation. My biggest flip book ever, Return to the Grumpy Cloud. Has like some adult animation on it. A, boom, animation. B, second flag, arts and crafts. That's flagged. Jackie Chan, okay? Top 10 craziest Jackie Chan stunts that almost killed him. That is definitely not child information, right? That is not geared toward children. Wrong, flag. He's pop culture, bro. Pop culture. Okay? As a movie, the movie was rated G. it is intended for children. Okay, 5 days in jail. No way that title's meant for children. Okay, it's a judge. He's old. Talking about legal stuff. That has nothing to do with kids, right? It can't be, right? Wrong flag. There's a child on the thumbnail. It specifically says in the rules, if there's a child actor used or any children are featured in the video, it is considered child content. How about this one? Super boring video. No kid's going to watch this, right? Balloon with GoPro near space. Flag. Flag, why? Science and education, okay? Children's content. It specifically says science and children education is geared towards children. Boom, this one. Remember this video from 5 years ago? 5.2 million views. Ohio State University marching band. You know, one of the best bands in the world. Guess what? Flag. Sports. Remember? Comma, sports, comma. Boom. Star Wars Event 3 get prizes now. Flag. And I'll tell you why. Star Wars. No kid watches Star Wars these days. That's my generation, okay? People watch Star Wars are like age 35 to like 50, okay? That was the 1970s and 80s and kids and the 90s kids, okay? They're all grown now. But remember who's flagging this. It's like 40, 50-year-old guys that work for the FTC that are reviewing these videos. To them, this is kids' content. So yes, Star Wars should not be considered children's content, but these guys don't know what is pop culture now compared to what was pop culture then. So, one, I think they'll flag anything Star Wars, even like Mike Veroff that just does Star Wars movie breakdowns, is going to get flagged. And the second reason I think it's going to flag is it's owned by Disney. For Christ's sakes, Disney World now owns Star Wars. If you weren't mad about Disney buying Star Wars before, you should be now. Everything Star Wars is now in the Disney universe, which is for kids. Disney 100% markets directly to kids. Now Star Wars, my favorite movie of all time, is caught up in all this mess. Everything on YouTube that is Star Wars, whether it be the collectibles, the reviews of the movie, the games, everything is now going to get flagged as children's content. If it is not, the creator will get a fine. If they flag it, it is no longer going to be promoted. It is no longer going to be monetized. It is no longer going to be suggested. The marketing capability of Disney has been destroyed, because I watch TV and you don't see a lot of marketing of Star Wars on TV. You see most of it on YouTube. 80% of their marketing from Disney is on YouTube. Disney is screwed. That one got me triggered pretty hard. Really, really hard. And this one, a lot of people don't believe in this. Rock reacts to the first WWE match in 20 years. You're like, no way, that's not children's content. It's professional wrestling. Well, it's entertainment wrestling, and the WWE markets directly to kids. Therefore, I'm sorry, The Rock, you are flagged. You are kids' content. You do PG-13 movies mainly, but the WWE will be marked as children's content. Everything. Matches, replays, every character, every person that was ever in the WWE, like The Rock or Hulk Hogan, are all marked children's content. Sorry, Rock. I know you're trying to make a name for yourself on YouTube, but it's over, bro. You're screwed. So that was YouTube's involvement and the vagueness of the law. Now I'm going to tell you some stuff that you may not have gotten from other creators. And I just want to mark and note, there's a lot of creators out there that are doing YouTube's videos about this, and they're saying, oh, but I'm safe. I'm safe. You know, I'm cool. I'm safe. Hoping you won't unsubscribe. But here's the reality. None of them are safe. Nobody's safe. Unless you're putting up videos of high school backyard fights or cop chases or instructional videos how to program some code, you're not safe. Videos of people doing After Effects videos, special effects, in Adobe After Effects, that's going to be flagged. And I'll tell you why. After Effects could deem to be, or special effects could be deemed to be creation of animation. Okay? It's an animated effect. The word animation, the keyword animation, boom, flag. Automatically. So the other creators, if you think you're safe, you are not safe. Here's another thing. As I said before, the tracking system is not your analytics. It comes down to two things. It comes down to your thumbnail, your content, whether you fall in one of those vague categories, and the people watching you, not by your analytics, but by what they have watched in the past. You are going to be judged by what your viewers have watched at any time in any point in the past. So let me give you an example. Kids out there that are now 15, 16 that watch me, and you've had your same account for 5 years. And you used to be one of those kids that used to like EvanTube videos a lot. You hit a lot of likes on EvanTube and maybe some other creators like Gavin TV, which wasn't completely like EvanTube. He was more of a older. He had older content, but the fact is he was under 13 at the time, and so were you. Okay, your channel, even though you're 16 now, is marked as a channel that views children's content. So here's the problem. Now you go watch Markapiler, PewDiePie, and other 20-year-old vloggers because you want to be like them in a few years when you grow up. You are now hurting their channel. You are now killing them. Okay? Because you are a child viewer, even though you don't do it anymore, your history shows that you watched children's content. Let's take another situation. Let's say you got an account, you just made it, you're 15, you're 18. You got a little sister, she's 10. She jumps on your phone every once in a while and starts watching Barbie freaking stuff, all right? She starts watching the Barbie junk and the My Little Pony. Boom. Your account just got marked as someone who views children's content. Okay, so now everything you go watch is now going to have a possibility of getting flagged as children's content. And that's how it works. So this is the biggest mess. It's going to be like a spiderweb effect. Before long, 100% of YouTube is going to be considered child content. Because if you watch this or then he watches that, and then next thing you know, everybody's getting flagged and everybody's having to fight it out in court, and it's going to be a big mess. So if you want to do your favorite YouTubers a favor right now, delete your account. Exit YouTube. Hashtag exit YouTube right now. Exit YouTube, get a new email and a new account, and put your new birthday in, or your original birthday that shows you're older, and stop watching children's content, or don't let anybody touch your phone. Okay? Your account now becomes more sacred than anything. So all the parents out there who give their kids their iPad, that their 5-year-old gets the iPad, after he eats dinner, it's your account. You watch makeup videos. You're a mother of 2. You watch makeup videos. You throw the iPad down. Kid picks up the iPad, starts watching Play-Doh egg videos. Your account's now marked as you have children in the house. Okay? So now every time you go back and watch your favorite makeup artist, there's a percentage of views she now has from children. You are now hurting that creator. And that's the worst thing about this whole ordeal is, and this is not by algorithm. The algorithm's not going to come and warn you. It's not going to give you a notification. It's the FTC is going to scroll through all the back analytics. It's going to pull up everything that has a child watching it, and then they're going to manually review. Now, just because you have 10% of child viewers doesn't mean you're going to get flagged. What it means is you're on the list. You're on the list for review. And then you're going to get manually reviewed. So your videos, maybe some accounts that have parents that have children have been watching you, and that's why you're on the list. As long as your thumbnail and your content doesn't fall into the categories that we discussed before, you're safe. You're okay. You're cool. Okay? But at $42,000, it's quite a tightrope to be walking on, if you ask me. Here are my tips and tricks to avoid any type of retribution from the federal government. So the federal government says that they collect the data and it goes on a list and it goes out to like 2,000 federal compliance officers. And those are the people who are going to be manually reviewing. 2,000 they have already. Your thing's going to come up on a little platform list. Your video and thumbnail is going to pop right up with a title and thumbnail. The best thing you should do is not have a thumbnail with the bright colors or the characters or any animation. And speaking of animation, going back to the people that get flagged, and we talked about PewDiePie. Here's another one that I think is going to get flagged. Gavin's homeboy, MatPat. Now, he talks about adult stuff, horror games, stuff that, 16 and up would watch. But the fact is, he animates himself in the videos. That is going to qualify him for child-directed content. If he doesn't go back and flag every video where he had that animation of himself in it from, like, Game Theory, he is so screwed. I mean, really, really bad. He might want to watch it. If you're doing videos, and here's my tip and trick, don't have any animation in your thumbnail. Don't have any bright colors in your thumbnail. In fact, just make thumbnails with like girls in bikinis or a cucumber. Like a really big cucumber. That would probably help you not get clicked. So your video is going to go on a list. It's going to pop on one of these 2,000 people's little platform screen that they have, their list. And he's going to click. Now, he's probably got, a couple thousand videos he has to go through in the next month. He don't have a lot of time. So he's going to look at the thumbnails first. This same rule of us clickbaiting to get people to watch videos is also going to work on the FTC guys, okay? So you want to clickbait your thumbnails. Like I said, put something just odd and really weird, something a kid would never click on. Okay, make sure the title doesn't have any of those keywords. Animation, fun, games, or any other stupid things he came up with. So you want to clickbait your thumbnails. You don't need the curse, okay? That will probably actually get banned permanently. You don't need the curse to let people know that you're not child friendly. There is going to be an AI, a voice recognition AI, that's going to crawl around and look for high-pitched voices it deems as kids, okay? So, one, if you want to avoid, let's say you're 16, 15, whatever, you haven't hit puberty, or maybe you have, but your voice is still a little kind of high. You hate your voice, it's too high, you're probably going to get flagged as a kid, okay? Use voice changer and edit.
Pitch down your voice like this.
And that way you can avoid that bot, all right? The next thing is rage a lot, okay? Scream! Say stuff really, really loud like you're angry. That might work too, okay? If you... Sorry, I didn't mean to rage or blow your ears out right now. AI bot is definitely going to ignore you if you're a guy that screams a lot. And the last thing that I think you should do to try and avoid all this, besides the thumbnails, the titles, the language... try not to use too many memes, especially like the old, how everybody uses a SpongeBob meme where it says 3 hours later. Don't use those memes. Don't use any animated memes in your videos. Keep your content relative to the age group as much as possible. Don't refer to anything at all under the age group that you want to be in. And the last thing that I think will solve this problem, my last subject here, this will solve the entire problem. Remember what I said before, these rules apply to platforms on the internet. In other words, platforms that you sign up through or run off of a URL, okay, that you have to type in the web. Not TV, not streaming services. What if Netflix, Hulu, or maybe even YouTube TV themselves, which is not running off of the URL like YouTube is, allowed me to upload my video? I mean, think about it. You go to Netflix, you go in the search Big Daddy T, and boom, there's all my videos and my upcoming live feed. I mean, think about it. I'm no longer subject to COPPA rules at all. I can't be fined. I can do what I want, target who I want, because it's on the TV. Because a kid cannot sign up for a streaming service. He has to have a credit card. You can't even get a credit card till you're a legal adult, 18 and up. So I am not targeting anybody under 13. I'm not even targeting anybody under 18 because I'm on a platform that does not supply the mechanism to gather information on a minor. Think about it. Netflix, Hulu, YouTube are all going to someday start competing for the exact same traffic in YouTube. YouTube's going to have to compete. They're going to have to release all their content creators, and they're going to be up for grabs. I'm talking the big ones, the small ones, even hopefully me. I mean, I can download an app on my computer that allows me to upload my video to this app, and then it goes to Netflix and they upload to their platform. And then my kid or me, we can go to TV and we can subscribe or put as favorite all the channels we used to like on YouTube. And we can watch everything. Commercials, whatever. You know, they can have commercials embedded somehow into the video. And I can watch everything on a streaming service instead of on a URL, which now will not apply to COPPA. I mean, if you think about it, it's genius. I think if these guys figure that out, how to make that work, there's going to be a heavy competition with the streaming services for good creators. And they will just have to figure out how they can make algorithms that worked on YouTube in a streaming service. That's probably the tricky part. But still, if I promote myself on YouTube and say, hey, check out my Netflix channel, my Netflix page, or my YouTube TV page, just search Big Daddy T, or Big Daddy T, my number is 10456, or whatever identification they can possibly put on me, I can start pushing my YouTube subscribers over to that. And all I gotta say is these streaming servers better jump on this idea quick, because if they don't, somebody else is going to figure out how to make money on this catastrophe. And I'll tell you the first two people I suspect that are going to cash in on this. One, lawyers. Obviously, this is going to court with a lot of people. Lawyers, especially internet and YouTube lawyers, are going to make a buttload of money. Number two, you remember those bot farms, you know, where you could, for 20 or 30 bucks, you could hire these Russian or Indian bot farms to put a bunch of likes on your video or a bunch of views. Remember the view bots and all that stuff? I guarantee you by the end of January, somebody's going to invent an upload bot. What I mean is, when you upload a video, your IP is determined where it came from, okay? They know exactly where the video is uploaded in the United States. The FTC rules are Federal Trade Commission, United States government. They easily have the ability to fine you and track you. But in another country, it's a little bit harder. They have to go through an international court to fine you and sue you. It's even harder to try and levy your assets. And in some countries, like India, they don't even allow U.S. government to fine their citizens. So, like T-Series, they're going to be completely safe. All right? Even though they're not children's content, and I don't see anything that will qualify them to be. But let's say, RiriTube and all these Asian little girls and kids, in different countries, they're doing toy reviews. They're kind of going to be immune to all this, because it's really difficult to track them and it's really difficult to find them. And a lot of times their government and their court system will protect them against foreign governments. So there are some people that, as long as they don't have any assets in the United States, such as a U.S. bank account or a house in the United States, they're pretty much going to be immune for all this. So if you think about it, a farm bot for views. Let's say you send your video in to an upload bot, like a Russian bot farm or Indian bot farm, and you give them your login information, they'll upload the video there. Now the video has an IP upload in a different country, making it more hard to track you. Now, of course, they could go to your channel. If you have AdSense, they could track you there. I'm talking for people who are not monetized right now, do not have an AdSense account linked, and you would probably have to delete some of your old videos as well. Or if you start a new channel and you want to avoid this completely, you have a new channel, you use an upload bot or a friend. Let's say you have a friend in a different country. You just send him the videos. Don't use Google Drive because it could be tracked. But let's say you use a Yahoo account or something through Amazon and you send him the video and he uploads it to your account and it has his IP and not yours, it's going to be real hard to find him. And if they can find him, he could probably avoid it altogether in the courts. I don't know if a bot farm is going to come out like that. It seems kind of risky to give some stranger your login information, but I'm sure somebody's going to try it. So that is my take on the whole COPPA. And my final decision here, what I'm going to do with my channel, seeing how my content will definitely get flagged, and it annoys me, and I am a streamer, so if I can't stream and have chat, then what's the point? Starting in January, I'll be moving to Twitch. I will let you know on Discord. Make sure you join our Discord. Link is in the description. I'll start putting my Twitch links pretty soon. I will upload videos and do live streams on this channel till December 31st. And then we are all moving to Twitch. And YouTube can kiss my ass. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you still can. And remember, peeps, stay lucky.